Every day we're getting closer and closer to E3, and it seems like every day something new is getting leaked. Last year we had that infamous Walmart Canada leak, and this year the leaks are coming out a little bit more sporadically, but we've got a lot of stuff to go over in today's video. I think everybody knows that a new Watch Dogs game is coming, but Amazon UK, come on guys. Seems like you guys let the cat out of the bag a little bit too early. The game is not titled Watch Dogs 3, however it is called Watch Dogs Legion. And we do have some information on the game as well. And I do want to give you guys some insight on that and my overall opinion. Also, I've been clamoring for a brand new Splinter Cell game, and GameStop did something very interesting in them listing Splinter Cell Sam Fisher goggles replica very oddly, and it noted that the release date for these goggles are November 1st. That has since been delisted. Now, why did this happen? I don't know, but that seems to be pointing to a brand new Splinter Cell game. I'll be talking that. Shinji Mikami is also teasing a brand new E3 announcement. So that's something to delve into. We already know that the Surge 2 is coming, and it looks like we've got a release date for that. And we've also got some pre-order bonuses detailed, and the sleeper hit in World War Z has gotten a brand new update, and it's a pretty sizable update. We talked a little bit about this, but I want to give you guys the rundown of everything you can expect out of that. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk all about Watch Dogs Legion. Ubisoft is prepping up a pretty remarkable E3 show if all of the indications that we've been given come to pass, and we already know that they have a bunch of new games to announce, games that have not yet been revealed. I'm sure we'll see gameplay of titles like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. However, a new Watch Dogs game is something that I've been speculating on, honestly going back to the beginning of the year. I've been speculating on Watch Dogs getting a new game this year, mainly because of the fact that Ubisoft is skipping out on releasing a new Assassin's Creed game this year, and with the absence of a big budget single player open world game from Ubisoft, I imagine that Watch Dogs would fill that void. Do remember, Watch Dogs 2 came out back in 2016. That was the year that Ubisoft decided to not release a new Assassin's Creed game, so maybe that's their MO in alternating between Watch Dogs releases and Assassin's Creed releases. That's just my 2 cents. However, Amazon UK has listed the unannounced Watch Dogs Legion for PlayStation 4, and here's their description of the game. Watch Dogs Legion is set in a near-future dystopian version of London. It's a post-Brexit world in which society, politics, and technology have changed and altered London's fortunes. London is one of the most iconic cities in the world and has had a massive influence on all of Western culture for centuries. London makes total sense for Watch Dogs as the city has one of the highest surveillance levels in the world, making this the perfect playground. Here's the interesting part. Okay, so that's a background on the world, but they also note, play as anyone. Every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceovers, character traits, and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay system. Kotaku's Jason Schreier also confirmed the listing, saying that he has heard the name and description from several sources connected to publisher Ubisoft, and that we'll be hearing more about it at E3. Obviously, considering that the game's probably going to be due out before the end of the year, you kind of have to start hyping the game up. I'm very excited for Watch Dogs Legion. I know Watch Dogs as an IP isn't the most exciting IP, especially comparatively speaking to Assassin's Creed. I think a lot of people played the first Watch Dogs. That game had an enormous amount of hype behind it, and Watch Dogs 2 seemingly didn't get that same level of commercial reception. However, critically, and by people that did play the game, I think most would agree that it was a far, far better game. Unfortunately, a lot of people haven't played it. I should note that that game goes on sale all the time for like $9, and I would highly recommend you to play that game. And by the way, there's also like a 2 to 3 hour demo available for the game. Ubisoft did everything in their power to get people to play Watch Dogs 2, and it's a great game, and I would recommend you guys to play it. Watch Dogs Legion, I think, is going to be a very good game. I think with the first Watch Dogs title, there were a lot of fumbles, but if you've yet to play Watch Dogs 2, check that out, and you'll probably be excited for Watch Dogs Legion as we're headed to see more of that game come E3. I think Ubisoft is going to have a great conference, and Watch Dogs Legion definitely isn't going to be their only announcement, because it looks like they might be prepping up a new Splinter Cell game. GameStop had Splinter Cell Sam Fisher goggles up for pre-order as an E3 collectible item. That happened yesterday, but for some reason, they have recently just delisted them today. Now, why did this happen? And it was also noted that the Splinter Cell Sam Fisher goggles replica, that would be released on November 1st. Is that the release date of a brand new Splinter Cell game? I wouldn't put that past anyone. I've been clamoring for a new Splinter Cell game for so long. It's kind of funny that Splinter Cell Blacklist came out towards the end of last generation. Now a new Splinter Cell game comes out towards the end of this generation, but I do think it's more effective in releasing this game this year, because if you release it in 2020, I think the same problem that happened with Blacklist is going to happen here, in that it comes out right before the PS5 and next Xbox, and it's not one of those titles that gets people really excited to try it out. It's not at the level of, say, a Grand Theft Auto 5, which came out right before the PS4 and Xbox One, but if you release it this year, I think it would would do pretty well come this fall season. I think one reason they might have been skipping out on Splinter Cell for a little while, and this is just my 2 cents, Splinter Cell isn't an IP that you can create a lot of longevity out of monetization-wise. You look at these games like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, The Division 2, there are ways to monetize these games far beyond just the initial release. You have all these gold editions and whatever the case may be. With Splinter Cell, it is a little bit more difficult to do that. That's my 2 cents on why they haven't made a Splinter Cell game so quickly this generation, but if it does happen, I think it would do pretty well. And based on this listing on GameStop, based on the fact that they did just abruptly delist it as well, I think they realized they kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but people caught on really quickly. And that might mean a new Splinter Cell game is on the horizon. We know that Ubisoft is prepping up a couple of big titles, unannounced games at that, prior to the end of fiscal year 2020, which ends on early 2020. So hopefully this game gets announced. Hopefully it's a game that comes out this fall. And I really like the way that Ubisoft is doing things and that they haven't been announcing these games super ahead of time. And hopefully all of these games are announced at E3 and then they're followed up with a release this time in the fall. I do think some games lose their hype, and I've talked about this in the past, but it looks like Ubisoft is doing what I appreciate. So let's hope for a brand new Splinter Cell game as well based on that listing. Okay, lastly, Shinji Mikami also teased on Twitter in Japanese that he is headed to E3 for work. Now, Shinji Mikami did work on The Evil Within as well as The Evil Within 2. Would not be shocked at all if an Evil Within 3 is announced as a part of Bethesda's E3 conference. We already know that Bethesda is not going to highlight their major open world games. Again, that's why last year I thought it was so ridiculous that they announced The Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield. There was no reason to announce those games given that they are years upon years away, and now you're just going to create the speculation every time Bethesda says something or they have an event that, oh, are we going to see new Elder Scrolls 6 footage? Are we going to see new Starfield footage? However, come E3, I do think Bethesda is going to present a pretty good show. We do have Doom Eternal. If Evil Within 3 is announced, that'll be really great as well, and who knows, maybe they will surprise us and show off some Starfield gameplay or some Elder Scrolls 6 gameplay, but they already noted it's not going to be there. But they could very well just be saying that. Whatever the case may be, would love to see an Evil Within 3, as I thought the second game was very good, and that's a game they released a lot of updates for free, and they made the game even better. So cool of Bethesda to do that. I thought that game was really good. And another title a lot of you guys might have missed out on back in 2017 that was quite good. Alright, another title that looks to be released this fall is The Surge 2, and it looks like its release date of September 24th has just been leaked by the Australian Microsoft Store. And it also did note the pre-order bonus of the Urban Gear Pack. This pack includes Warren's most iconic weapon from The Surge, the well-used cutter, the full body armor set, the Judgment Axe, the Skimmer drone, the LootScan.exe radar module, and a unique online message icon. The Surge was a game that I thought was pretty good, and I think Deck 13 have been developing their games pretty well. Lords of the Fallen was an okay game. I thought Surge was better than Lords of the Fallen, and now we have The Surge 2. Hopefully they can continue to build upon their successes, but if they can, I think The Surge 2 could turn out to be a pretty good game. Is it going to have the success of the FromSoft titles and games like Sekiro? Absolutely not. I don't expect it to do commercially that well. Quality-wise, who knows? It could turn out to be a pretty great game, and they do have their own unique twist. Yes, they are very much of the Souls formula, but they have their own unique elements as well. So I'm excited for The Surge 2. Probably not going to be one of those games that's a super standout come this fall. However, I do think it's a game that could end up surprising some people. Alright, lastly, for those of you that have been invested into World War Z, and surprisingly a lot of people have been since this game is seemingly a commercial hit, considering it had a pretty low-key release, but World War Z just got a brand new update in the Undead Sea, and this is the first major free content update for World War Z, and it is now live. The Undead Sea introduces a totally new mission in Tokyo aboard an undead-infested ferry, the new infector zombie type, and much more. So this is a free update, and they're bringing forth a lot more free updates. World War Z commercially has seemingly done very well. I'm seeing a lot of people play the game. It was limited a little bit on its PC success based on it being on the Epic Games Store, but financially, obviously, Epic Games gave them a lot of upfront money. They profited off the PC version, and seemingly on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it has done rather well as well by achieving nearly 2 million in sales. And for a game like World War Z, that is pretty surprising. Now, this game was released at a budget price point of $39.99, and I really think for a game like this, that paid dividends. This game was released at $59.99. I don't think a lot of people would buy it, but at $40, I think it was a much more palatable pickup, and this is one instance where the price differential did make a lot of sense, and I think the developers and publishers of World War Z are reaping benefits, so that's pretty great. That's gonna conclude this video. Again, a lot of major E3 leaks, and I imagine that as we're headed into the big show, more leaks are gonna happen. Maybe some of them will turn out to be false, but in the case of Watch Dogs Legion, I do think that's a foregone conclusion. Shinji Mikami, I think, will be doing a new game and showing it off. And as far as Splinter Cell goes, I'm a little skeptical on that still. I don't know. I've been wanting a new Splinter Cell for so long, and I've been speculating on it for so long, so I don't want to get my hopes up, but let's hope that comes to fruition as well. The Surge 2 is dropping on September 24th, and World War Z has just gotten another major update. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.